the gloves are off for everybody.
Colorado voters mostly choosing to stay in the middle.
Last night was a very good night for the Colorado Republican Party. They rejected extremism in most places.
Will the primary results give a clear glimpse on how Colorado will vote this November?
We're going to the experts to find out.
Colorado's really not immune from these waves.
Avs faithful, early morning parade celebrations are almost here.
We're expecting literally hundreds of thousands of Avs fans.
The Stanley Cup will make its grand tour through downtown Denver tomorrow. We have everything you need to know before the big day.
Bring water, and that's about it.
Be prepared for anything that happens.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for Denver 7 News at 5. I'm Ann Trujillo.
I'm Shannon Ogden. Glad you're with us tonight. The Colorado primary results are almost all in, and we know almost everyone who now will be on the November ballot. Quick recap for you. Republican Heidi Ganahl will take on Democratic incumbent Governor Jared Polis in November. Republican Joe O'Dea will challenge Democrat incumbent Michael Bennet for U.S. Senate.
Pam Anderson won the Republican nomination for Secretary of State, besting both Mike O'Donnell and Mesa County Clerk Tina Peters. And former Aspen City Council member Adam Frisch will face Representative Lauren Boebert for Colorado's 3rd congressional district.
Now, one race still has not been called. It's State House District 6 race that covers East Denver. But we just, as we're coming on the air, got some new numbers showing Elizabeth Epps has taken the lead by about 400 votes over Katie March. We'll keep an eye on that one. And really one of the storylines that emerged from last night is that incumbents won, but that's not the only lessons we learned.
Here is Denver 7 political reporter Megan Lopez with some key takeaways as candidates now pivot to November.
Between the debates and the attack ads,
Hanks was rated one of the most conservative members in the State House.
it was a long-fought, at times ugly primary, but it's finally over. The votes are in, the ballots counted, and now candidates can get ready to pivot to November. Before that, though, there's certainly some takeaways from the primary. The first takeaway?
For the most part, the establishment won.
They rejected extremism in most places. And I think the candidates that won all kind of shared a common sense conservative message.
I don't think, not moderate in terms of all Coloradans, just moderate in terms of these two people that were running.
For the most part, the candidates that rejected the results of the 2020 election did not win, which both Republican and Democratic strategists say will make for a more competitive election come November.
I think it's going to be to Colorado's benefit that we have a race of Michael Bennet versus O'Dea.
From the top to the bottom of the primary ballot, we saw the most electable candidates win their primaries.
But while the Republican picks were clear, on the Democratic side of things,
I mean, honestly, we didn't get a great sense of it just because there were so few contests on the Democratic side.
For a lot of people, like for me, my ballot had absolutely nothing on it that was a choice.
The second big takeaway, unaffiliated voters returned many more Republican ballots than Democratic ones. But whether they'll stick with that party past the primary is still TBD. Now candidates need to pivot to the general election, which could mean a change in messaging.
We can drop the conspiracy theories and we can focus on what's real and what's actually impacting Coloradans.
Can Republicans find a way to appeal to the majority of Coloradans? And to what degree are they going to try?
Democrats are going to largely try and make this election a referendum on Trump, while Republicans try to make it a referendum on Biden.
So will that red wave hit Colorado in November?
I would be surprised if it did.
Well, Colorado's really not immune from these waves.
I think this is a red wave that's going to be like a red wave we haven't seen. I think it's going to be bad.
It's not going to be easy, not by any stretch. The Democrat incumbents are very well funded.
But how far that red wave will go will really depend on what the candidates do over the next 5 months. Megan Lopez, Denver 7.
And to see a full breakdown of last night's primary winners, visit thedenverchannel.com. And we also have an election recap running on our Denver 7 Plus app, which you can download for your streaming device.
Tomorrow, Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer will officially retire. Justice Breyer has served on the High Court for more than 27 years. And Ketanji Brown Jackson will be sworn in tomorrow, immediately following his retirement. Justice Brown Jackson will be the 116th judge to don the black robes. She's the first black female to do so.
Well, Avs fans, hope you get a good night's sleep tonight.
That's right. Tomorrow's party begins bright and early, and you might need to get up at the crack of dawn to make sure that you get a good spot for the celebrations. We have team coverage for you, getting you ready with everything you need to know before tomorrow's Stanley Cup parade.
All right, let's check with Mike first. It looks like we're going to stay dry for the parade, right? I'm saying that hopefully.
I've got fingers crossed. It will be close. Let me show you what's happening right now. Scattered thunderstorms. They've been kind of dying as they come off the foothills. We've had a couple of sprinkles of rain in Denver. There's a fire weather warning out on the eastern plains. There's a flash flood watch, central Colorado, and the burn scars. And there's a cold front back to the northwest, which is going to be some good news because today the temperatures reached 93 in Denver, 103 out at Ray, and it's still really hot, 91 degrees. But as that front comes through, it's going to bring a chance of thunderstorms. Here I'm breaking it down. Scattered storms this evening. I think it'll stay dry for the Avalanche parade, but if you're going to stay downtown for a few hours, we'll probably have rain coming in by about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so you might want to take some rain gear along. For more on the parade preparations, let's touch base with Russell Haythorne.
Yeah, Mike, downtown Denver is preparing for a huge party tomorrow. They're expecting hundreds of thousands of people to come downtown tomorrow to celebrate the Stanley Cup champion Colorado Avalanche. We have some video to show you from earlier today. City crews were busy painting burgundy and blue stripes along the championship parade route, as well as changing out street signs in honor of the Avs. The parade gets underway at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, but the city says it is important to note, get to downtown early if you want to get a spot and beat all the traffic.
We will have heavy staffing, just as we did for all of the games and all of the events that we have been working on over the last week and a half. It was estimated that about 1 million people came down for Broncos Super Bowl 50 victory. We will utilize that type of footprint and planning here as we celebrate the Colorado Avalanche.
So not sure if we'll have 1 million plus like the Broncos had for Super Bowl 50, but who knows? This team has that kind of popularity. The parade route starts at Union Station, works its way down 17th Street, hooks on Broadway, hooks right on Broadway, and then ends in Civic Center Park. And again, the message is get here early if you want a spot along that parade route. I'm Russell Haythorne live. We'll toss it back to you guys.
I think it will be a big crowd. Thank you, Russell. And I will be live down at the parade tomorrow morning, along with a full team from Denver 7 and Altitude Sports. And our coverage begins at 4:30 with a parade pre-show beginning at 9:30. Now, the Rockies, they are honoring the Avs before tonight's game against the Dodgers. The team will throw out the first pitch and bring the cup right there onto the field. And the Avs might be rubbing off on the Rockies. They're 2-0 since the Avs won the cup. Right. And the Stanley Cup, I know you know, it's been many places since the team won it on Sunday.
And most of the Avs players and fans haven't stopped partying since this weekend either. Eric Johnson talked with Barstool's Spittin' Chicklets podcast this morning, telling them that he had a rough time finding a venue in Denver for tonight before tomorrow's parade.
We're calling around all these bars, me and Gabe and his wife, and they're like, we can't go anywhere because they're all sold out of alcohol. So Denver drank this town dry last night. There was like one place we could go to in all of downtown that could fit, 200 people. So this town's out of booze.
So we're sure, though, bars downtown are making sure they're well stocked for tomorrow.
I got your lunch.
Gabe Landeskog took a break from partying this morning to work a shift at the Raising Cane's in Aurora.
The Avs captain showed up to his shift in style. Look at that, rolling up in a Bentley. And today was actually his first time that Gabe has tried Raising Cane's. Now, the top thing on his mind, tomorrow's parade.
I don't even know what to expect. I mean, the community has been so amazing and so supportive throughout the years, and we're so excited to be able to show the cup to them and be able to share this with them and bring the city of Denver and the state of Colorado together.
How cool is that? I just got a chicken sandwich from Gabe Landeskog. By the way, he did confirm today that his daughter was drinking juice out of the Stanley Cup from this adorable video he shared yesterday on his Instagram story.
Everyone's so excited to be a part of something so special.
Pee Wee Avs fans all grown up.
I sit down with the 2001 champs from Littleton, who led the Stanley Cup parade 2 decades ago.
Every street we turned on, there was just seas of people. Yeah, everyone was going nuts.
And let this video serve as a reminder to never get too close to a bison.
Scattered thunderstorms ahead of this cold front. There'll be more tomorrow, but I'll let you know what to expect for the Avalanche parade.